Okay, the next item is item number 11, application for a certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Manhattan, docket number 14-6781, block 798, lot 49, 100 West 23rd Street in the Ladies Mile Historic District, a second Empire commercial-style store and loft building designed by Theodore A. Tribbett and built in 1871. This is an application to remove vault lights and install diamond plate steel at the sidewalk.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michelle Shabrani of the Preservation Staff. The application before you is 100 West 23rd Street, also known as 711 6th Avenue, which is located at the corner of 6th Avenue in the Ladies Mile Historic District. The application is for the installation of concrete in place of an existing cast iron vault, and the installation of diamond plate in its location, matching the adjacent here. And the architect, Michael Schmidt, is here to discuss the proposal.
Hello, my name is Michael Schmidt. I'm the
Hearing is open. Thank you. Excuse me a sec. Yep, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm the architect for the project. I was brought in by the owner to assist with presenting this project to the Landmarks Commission. What had happened was there's a section, as was pointed out, first of all, the building's at the corner of 6th Avenue and 23rd Street. Very busy street corner, and currently there's concrete sidewalk on both sides, both 6th Avenue and 23rd Street. On the 23rd Street side, this is the end of our building. This is the entrance to the office portion of the building, and then retail stores this way. There's a section which is outlined in red in here, which has a failing sidewalk. In fact, there's plywood at this point, which you can see from below right now, because they had to put temporary shoring up. It was failing. The reason it was failing was the substructure underneath was completely rotted due to moisture infiltration. Located within this section is an existing hatch to get down to the vault for this store, and a section right here of remnants of what was originally vault lights. You can see them. This photograph is from below. At some point, and I don't know when, the vault light, this was redone with concrete poured directly on top of a substructure as well as the existing vault lights here. And now that is failing. So our proposal is to remove the section that's failing, put some new steel in to support it. Just to be clear, the line, this is approximately 5 feet out from the building face. It's 25 feet long. And from this line to the curb are existing granite pavers, which we are not touching. That's the section right here. So our project is to replace the sidewalk from the granite paver steel back to the building face. And in so doing, we met with the staff, and they suggested we try to propose something that evokes what was originally there. They asked us repeatedly if we could save this, and the answer is no. It's just destroyed by water and rust. We had an engineer go out and look at it, and he cannot incorporate that into any kind of structural repair on top of it. Also, in addition, the codes have now changed, and he has to design for 600 pounds per square foot on the sidewalk, which these cannot support. So our proposal was to put back steel, a lower concrete slab, and then cover that slab, incorporating the hatch opening with checker plate that has a banding, which is very similar in this photograph. This is the building adjacent on 23rd Street. Our area of work is right here, so we pick up the line of this and then continue for 25 feet on our property.
Okay, questions?
Yes.
Okay, so you could not use what you had there, but did you explore using salvage?
We did.
Lights?
We did, and it's cost prohibitive. Well, meaning that we sent it out to several contractors. We researched. Well, first we got a price. What would it cost to just put concrete back in, do the remedial steel and concrete? That price was approximately $50,000. We sent it out to other contractors to say, what would be the cost to try to use concrete with glass block in it, but we didn't feel that was appropriate because it wasn't exactly like this. That was an additional $60,000 on top of that, so it doubled the price. And then we got a vague cost from someone that can provide this stuff, and it was an additional $100,000 on top of this.
Salvage, not some remake.
It's not something like the owners could absorb at $10,000, you know, it's not something that, it's just for a 25 by 5 foot piece of sidewalk, you know, it's almost triples the cost to try to get a remade cast iron glass piece, right? That was new, what we checked, yeah.
Other questions? Okay, yes.
If you were doing something where you wanted to just recall that there had been this kind of condition here, as opposed to completely wipe it out, would you have a suggestion about how you might do that and still accomplish what you're trying to accomplish here?
Well, that's what we thought we would do, because you see all over the city now where these vaults have been covered with checker plate and I think what's important is this banding right here. So, and that's, if you look down 23rd Street, that's what's going on in front of the buildings here and here. So our thinking was, if we put the concrete in and then cover it with this checker plate and the banding, it does recall the idea of the original cast iron, you know, that was an actual vault light in that location. And I know the staff asked, because if somebody bought the building in the future and wanted to spend $100,000 extra, could they do it? The answer is yes. You could bust out the concrete that's there, the steel remains, and you could replace it with the glass and the cast iron. If somebody really wanted to bring that back up to the original, or use the bolts and have that light come through, for instance, something like that. So what we're doing is putting a structure in, but we're not altering the existing structure, so that structure couldn't be removed in the future if that was the case.
All right. Testimony now, and I'll be back to you in a moment. Barbara?
Barbara Zay of the Historic Districts Council. In general, HDC laments the loss of historic vault lights, which are both character-defining features of many New York City neighborhoods and continue to provide sunlight to subterranean building spaces. Given that there are companies that continue to produce cast iron vault lights, including Circle Redmont in Melbourne, Florida, I believe that was just mentioned, HDC would prefer to see the vault lights replaced with vault lights rather than with diamond plate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Community Board 4, Land Use Committee have voted to recommend approval. Where are they? Anything further you want to add to?
I just want to state the company that she just mentioned is
Yeah.
the company that I quoted the pricing from.
50K? Okay.
50, no, 100.
Yeah, 100, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Discussion, please.
I can support the application. Sure, we can all lament the loss of this material, but in a certain way, I think it's sort of a fatally flawed idea. I mean, the Mercer Hotel many years ago, not so many years ago, replaced them all. The last time I ate there were umbrellas all over the tables trying to shed the water that was coming through the newly installed glass on the tables below. So I think it's just a fundamentally flawed notion from a technical point of view. So I can support what's being offered here. I think it's a reasonable substitute given the conditions and the costs of trying to replicate something that might fail again.
Michael?
Yeah, for me, generally, I also lament the loss of this kind of material, but in this particular case, it's already covered with concrete. It's not as if we're losing extant vault lighting, and so I can approve it.
Yeah, the application meets all the criteria of similar applications that we've seen in the past. Number one, the intervention is undoable. The steel is put in such a way that if new technologies arise to make vault lights more practical, it could be put in if so desired. Number two, perpetuates the distinction of the sidewalk texture. It's not concrete, it's being put in as the diamond plate steel. So I think it's appropriate.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, in certain cases, we've asked for small areas of these, of the diamond plate, of the vault light to be sort of retained or a new installed, just as sort of almost like the doormat, just so that you can kind of remember what it was like. I think that would be something nice to pursue, but I understand.
Yes, I wish, or think that we should have like some response to what's going to be happening, I guess, more and more as time goes on. It seems like we're just going to get to the point where there's going to be hardly any left because it's going to be too expensive to replace. And yet it's something that I think is really important. And to me, the metal sidewalk material that we're using doesn't really remind me of the glass light, except our failure in being able to keep the glass light, so where we don't
So-
have it, we put that. So I wish we had some policy or could come up with some way to better reconcile the fact that we can't have it.
Yeah.
But in this particular.
In
case,
here, it's concrete already, yeah,
and for me, it's more based on the
Yeah.
fact that
yeah.
you can't like make people buy something that costs more than they buy.
It may not work, Fred? Okay,
So,
all right,
with that said,
okay, reluctant approval.
I find it
Okay, so we'll close the hearing, and Marjorie, please, number, whatever,
The
11.
matter of a certificate of appropriateness for 100 West 23rd Street, AKA 711 6th Avenue in the Ladies Mile Historic District. The application is to remove vault lights and install diamond plate. I recommend approval, finding that the existing vault light frames are in a highly deteriorated condition and that the proposed structural repairs will waterproof the sidewalk, that the existing cast iron vault structures are covered with diamond plate and are not currently visible from the street, that the new diamond plate steel will recall the placement and material of the historic cast iron vault covers and is common sidewalk treatment throughout this historic district, and that the cumulative effect of the proposed work will not diminish the special architectural and historic character of the building, the streetscape, or the Ladies Mile Historic District.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Approved, thank you, thank you.